Hi, everybody. This is Craig Shackler from Zorkfest. I'm excited because I have Michael Traeger here with us today. He is the founder of Travel Zork, which is a really fun website. I love Travel Zork because obviously I know a little bit about the world of comps, but I'm not familiar at all with airline miles or hotel points or anything like that. It's kind of foreign to me. So anyway, Travel Zork is an amazing resource for all that information in addition to casino comps. But I don't think I did Travel Zork justice. So Michael, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and Travel Zork and tell us what it's all about.
Sure. Thank you for having me on today. I mean, Travel Zork is basically a website that is very focused on casino lifestyle, luxury travel lifestyle, everything from hotel reviews to discussions about dining to discussions about the loyalty programs. And that's the key, is the loyalty programs. So basically, Travel Zork focuses on the loyalty programs for travel and for casinos. And we're one of the few sites that really brings together the casino stuff and the travel loyalty stuff. And usually people say, okay, wait, what's casino loyalty? Well, casino loyalty are the comp programs like Total Rewards or M Life. And then what are the travel loyalty programs? Well, that's like the Hyatt Gold Passport program, Delta Sky Miles, all of that, British Airways Avios, all of those programs. All of these programs where you basically earn points for awards. Now, of course, the casino programs are different than the travel programs, but they're also quite similar in a lot of ways. So we sort of try to bring all of that together. I mean, that's one of our main focuses. But we also love looking at hotel room products, discussing things like resort fees, all those kind of conversations, discussing the comp programs. So that's also a big focus of ours at Travel Zork, because there are a lot of websites out there that talk about the travel programs, but not that many that talk about the casino programs. So that is definitely one of our focuses. And every week on Sunday, we've done it now for 2 years, never missed a Sunday, we basically do a Vegas news roundup of all the news that's happening in Vegas, like all the late breaking news. And we publish that every Sunday on Travel Zork. And that's been a lot of fun. And I can't believe we haven't missed a Sunday in 2 years.
Man, it's consistency. You gotta respect that, like the NFL. But they take 9 months of the year off. You're there every Sunday. It's impressive.
I know. I keep getting worried that I keep saying that, and I think I'm going to miss a Sunday, and I'm not going to be able to say that anymore. So I've never done it. Come every single week on Sunday, we basically publish our Vegas news because we're so into that kind of stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And I have a couple of different writers, and Mark Meltzer of Edge Vegas is the one who writes the Vegas news, and I do some of the editing, and it's fun. But that is a big focus of ours. He's
an awesome guy, by the way. I like Mark. I met him at last Zorkfest, so we can come back to Zorkfest in a minute. I want to make sure I give you proper credibility with the Zorkfest audience, because obviously we've got a bunch of people that love comps. They love using Zorkfest to get comp to new places. But the one thing they all have in common is we all like to play, and I know you are a player as well. So tell us about what games you like to play and where do you like to play them.
Okay, well, my number one game on all levels is Baccarat. I love Baccarat. To give you a little bit of my obsession with Baccarat, I think I own pretty much every book that's ever been published on the game since 1950, even though they're not all that different because I'm obsessive about it. I also collect vintage casino books, but I just love the stories, the nuance, and I actually find it to be a relatively exciting game. I only play squeeze games, so it's got to be a Baccarat game where I can touch the cards and face the cards. My absolute favorite Baccarat game is Big Baccarat, where the shoe moves around the table and you can deal the cards. You don't find that very much. And I actually took the obsession to a really far level by going to Macau for the opening of Wynn Palace, because
Oh,
I
wow.
just had to see when, and I had to see Baccarat in Macau, and I actually did play quite a bit of Baccarat in Macau at Wynn Palace for the opening days there. So that was really exciting. So we did a lot of stuff on Travel Zork talking about Macau and Wynn Palace and all of that, and the differences between Wynn, what it's like as far as a Wynn property. So that was really cool. But I just think it's a great game. It's one of the most relaxing things that I can do. I get into a zone. I just enjoy it, and it's funny because I think Baccarat is very much a love-hate kind of game. A lot of people, they don't really like it, or they don't think they're going to like it, but I've actually turned some people on. Eric Rosenthal is one. You didn't think he'd enjoy Baccarat that much until he started playing with me. And we've played in London. We've played, so I've played Baccarat in London, in Macau, in the United States. And the funniest story is where I learned to play. And you'll never guess this.
Where did you learn to play?
I learned to play at Argosy in Indiana, which is now Hollywood. That's right by Cincinnati Airport, because I was living in Cincinnati and I wandered over to that casino and they had a big Baccarat game, a $25 big Baccarat game. And I just said, this is so James Bond. I've got to learn this. This game just seems cool. And then I just dove right into it. But it was like super, nobody would ever imagine that in Indiana, you would find this game, or at least a big Baccarat game. It was really unusual.
Were you telling all the big Chinese factory owners in Macau, like, hey, this is a pretty good game at Wynn Palace, but you got to check out the Argosy Casino?
Yeah. Well, I always joked. What I wanted to do, and I've never done it. I'm a pretty casual guy most of the time. I'm like a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, which is like great. I also love Atlantic City. I'm from New Jersey, 100% New Jersey. First 30 years of my life in Jersey. So I'm like very much like a jeans and t-shirt and baseball cap and high tops at the craps table, because craps is my other favorite game. But I always wanted to play Baccarat in a tuxedo. And I think we went to a corporate dinner for my wife once in Cincinnati, and we were out and I was dressed up in a tuxedo. I'm like, can't we just go over to Argosy? Because I'm in my tuxedo just so I can say I played Baccarat. And she's like, you're going to look like such an idiot over there in your tuxedo. Because if you've ever been to those riverboats and seen, it's not a tuxedo crowd, let's just say.
Yeah.
But it was, that's my looniness. And the other, okay, and so I love Baccarat, but my absolute favorite game in the casino is craps. I just find it so exciting. It's great. Craps gets me a little scared sometimes with the variants, and high limit craps it's a scary game. Things happen very fast. So I think one of my favorite terms in gambling is live to gamble another day. I'm very much a really conservative gambler. I've got my bankroll. I have my loss limit. I don't exceed it. I might have a lot of money sitting in front of me, but I hit my loss limit. I'll say, that's it. I'm done for the night. And I can't, I rather leave with a certain loss than leave with a bigger loss. And that also is probably on the other side with the wins, that also restricts me a little, because I don't press my bets up as aggressively as some people might. But I'm happy because it just sort of keeps me chill. I'm very, very rarely do I ever chase anything. I accept the loss if the evening is really lousy.
What's your drink of choice when you're playing?
My drink of choice when I'm playing is usually, well, it depends what I'm playing, okay? I mean, if I'm playing craps, I have a trifecta kind of drink. I like a bourbon, like a Woodford, a bourbon or a cognac, a Corona, and a Pellegrino. I've got a picture of this on the rail. Yeah. But always you got to have the water. You got to stay hydrated. It's healthy.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. I was picturing, when you said trifecta, I was thinking like the 21st birthday, the three wise men, like the nastiest shot ever. Right? I think it's Jose Cuervo, Dream, and I can't think of what the third one is, but it's meant to make a 21-year-old puke on his birthday. So I'm glad to hear that that's not what you're drinking.
No, that isn't it. Now, and when I'm playing Baccarat, usually when I'm playing Baccarat, I drink cognac or bourbon. I mean, and sometimes Sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit like a lot of Asian players at the table, I'll drink some green tea. It depends. Sometimes, and I also always drink a lot, always have a lot of Pellegrino. I love sparkling water, always like to have a lot of water and a cigar. That's also really important.
Nice. Well, so I know we got to meet for the first time in person last year in Atlantic City at Zorkfest, and you've got another Zorkfest coming up that I will be attending and actually giving a little talk on. Actually, I think giving 2 talks on maximizing comps and then talking about comps in the world of cruising. But tell us a little bit about Zorkfest, and I know there's also a promo code for You Are Comp members. So yeah, fill us in on Zorkfest.
Yeah. Okay, basically, Zorkfest is a travel loyalty conference, and it also is a casino loyalty conference. So if you ever wondered, everything that would have to do with your points and your miles, your American Express membership reward points, your Chase Ultimate reward points, your Delta Sky miles, your Hilton Honors points, all of these. And usually most of these points programs, as you know, similar to the casino programs, are complicated. I mean, they just have a lot of nuance. Things are tricky. Rules are always changing. What is the best way to redeem your points? I always run into this, like a common thing. People have a lot of American Express membership reward points, but they say, but what can I do with them? And there are some really good things you can do with them and some not some good things as far as how much value you get for your points. And some of that depends on what your priorities are. Is your priority to fly to Hong Kong in first class, or is your priority to take, your family of 4 to Las Vegas, right? Because you might be providing the comp room, but they still need the airfare. So they've got a bunch of points that they can use for airfare, but they're not sure how to really understand and work that system, because unfortunately, you've got guys like Craig who help you out with the comp systems, but you got no one really out there really helping you make sure you can use your miles correctly. So you're sort of on your own to learn all of that stuff. So that's the essence of, Zorkfest, is just teaching you those things, but also bringing together a really fun social environment. I like to say this is more than just, this isn't a boring conference you're going to. You're going to meet and mingle with a lot of great people. One of the highlights of the conference is that the speakers aren't just speakers, it's interactive. They're at a cocktail reception on Friday night, so they can talk to you personally. They can talk to Gilbert from God Save the Points. They can talk to Anthony Curtis from LVA. They can speak to, the Queen of Comps, Gene Scott. They can speak to Angelina from Angelina Travels. I mean, all of these, and it's all on our website, all the speaker bios. They can speak to Richard Kerr from Award Travel 101. You can speak to them. You can optionally also have dinner with them. We even have a craps tournament on Friday night just to get things going. That's a charity craps tournament. So everyone really socializes together. And then on Saturday, all day, we have mix and max sessions all throughout the day where you could take different travel sessions or different casino type sessions. For example, like I'm looking at the website now, like a really big thing about miles and points is understanding what your best award redemptions are. What these points will get you. For example, you might redeem 40,000 or 45,000. I'm going to use an example off the top of my head. Marriott, 45,000 points gets you a free night at a really nice resort. Okay, that's fine. And then there's, if you redeem for 4 nights, you get 1 night free, even better. But do you understand where the best resorts to redeem that stuff is? Because 45,000 points could get you a hotel which has a retail value of $200, or it could get you one that's $1,000 a night. So you need to understand when you should use points and when you shouldn't use points, based on what the rates are. Because it's always, what I look at, points, miles and points, all the travel points, it's something you have in your arsenal of how you're going to travel. Sometimes if the airfares are so cheap or the hotel deal is so good, it doesn't make sense to use points. If 60,000, if the hotel, and I'm making this up off the top of my head, if the hotel rate's $100, but Hilton's asking for 70,000 points for that night. You're better off paying $100 than using 70,000 points. But if that hotel room is $600 and they're asking for 70,000 points, now it makes sense to use the points. So you have to, there's just a lot of nuance, which is interesting. And it's all out there, but actually being able to interact with experts and hear about this stuff and ask questions, and that's what all these sessions are. You can ask whatever questions you want, is really powerful. At least to me, it's very powerful.
Yeah, and like you touched on before, it's a fun group of people. I really enjoyed meeting you, and you mentioned Eric Rosenthal earlier, great guy. Mark, who writes for you, awesome. And then all the attendees, some of the podcasters, just all right. Like everyone's so friendly and fun. It was a blast. I know last time I could only stay one night, but I'm looking forward to staying hopefully for the whole weekend this time.
Oh, so, yeah, there's just so many different great sessions. I mean, we're even going into like family travel stuff, like Disney, like Ed Pizza from Pizza in Motion is going to talk about like how to get the most value out of Disney World vacations and family travel for dummies, like touching on all, because there are so many tips and tricks for all of these different types of vacation areas. It's great stuff. It's really good stuff. But what's cool is you've got all these sessions. You mix and match whatever you want to go to. If family travel's your thing, you go to that session. If not, there'll be another session happening about something else simultaneously. So I think that's really sort of cool.
Cool. Well, all right. So to get more information on Zorkfest, tell us what's the website and then the promo code that URComp members can use to get a discount.
Well, you could go to zorkfest.com, and basically that's the main Zorkfest page. That page will bring you to the other pages, but there's also a page which lists more of the schedule and what the sessions are, and that's zorkfestschedule.com. So those are two pages that you'll definitely want to check out. And what we did with that is that we kept it to just the zorkfest.com and zorkfestschedule.com just to make it easy, so that they're scrollable pages where all the information, there's more than enough information there that you would need. And then there's a bonus of, basically last time we never had a Saturday night event after Zorkfest, and this time we have an event called Podcasters After Dark, which should be very interesting to all of your Vegas casino people, because we have some of the coolest Vegas podcasters that are going to be at Podcasters After Dark. And Podcasters After Dark is also that's sponsored by a new podcast called The Better Life. Better as in casino better, like betting, by Tim Lawson. So that's really cool too. But you have Scott of Vital Vegas. You've got an intro by the Vegas Confessions guys. You've got the guys from You Can Bet on That, which is probably the number one, like gambling related podcast. You have Travel Fanboy, who used to be Vegas Fanboy. So you've got really, really great stuff there, really, and that's Podcasters After Dark. So that's another really cool event, and that's included with your Zorkfest ticket. So that's
and the promo code is Zork URComp, and that gets you what?
Zork URComp gets you $10 off. The regular ticket is $200. You get $10 off. That's $190. That ticket includes a cocktail reception on Friday night. It includes the conference on Saturday with lunch, and it includes the event on Saturday night, Podcasters After Dark. Then there are add-ons that you can add on if you want in addition. There's a high roller ticket that also includes breakfast on Saturday before the conference. And it also includes the VIP dinner on Friday night. We have a really nice buffet dinner after the cocktail reception. But the focus actually really isn't that much about the food. The focus is that people can like sit and have dinner with you. That's or any of the speakers. And that's the whole thing. So people who sign up with URComp, it's Zork URComp code, they can choose to have dinner with you if they want to come to the VIP dinner, and it gives you more time to mingle. But you can mingle with all the speakers, and then in the middle of that dinner, we're going to open up a craps table, And then the guys from You Could Bet on That are going to talk about craps and dice. And then we're going to have the charity craps tournament right after. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really, it's supposed to be fun. Like what I always say, this is not some boring conference. Like there is an open cash bar all day on Saturday. So you could grab yourself a cocktail and learn some things. And what's great about it is since you have the mix and match sessions, you never have a situation where if you want to skip a session and talk to someone in the hallway about something you just learned or have a drink, no big deal. And you go to another session. This is meant to be fun, no stress. Like you've got to stay to a certain program. You can do whatever you want. You know, some people, they can't get enough of this stuff. Other people, a couple hours, they need a little bit of a break, you know. I mean, so it's variable, you know, and that's what we did with this. We didn't create a situation where people were stuck, you know, being forced to listen to things that they didn't want to listen to, you know. And also the socializing is huge. The gambling network, the social network. I mean, I've been really lucky over the years. I've met a ton of gambling friends through Las Vegas Advisor and places like that. And it's the same kind of thing. You meet people to gamble with, people who you enjoy the same things that you enjoy. And that includes the travel people too.
Awesome. Well, Michael, thank you for your time. I'm excited about Zorkfest. If you guys want to check it out, zorkfest.com. Use the promo code zorkurcomped. Book your ticket, and I'll see you in Vegas.
Yeah, very excited. Make sure you get people to get their tickets because I know you can hook them up with hotels. I mean, I know you can do that. That's the easy thing for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, yeah, if you are a comparable player, you know you are comparable. Hook it up, and but yeah, Zorkfest for some. You're gonna get your money's worth for sure when it comes. You got the cocktail hour. You're getting a lot of valuable information on maximizing points. Getting to meet a lot of cool people. So I can't wait for it. Michael, thank you again, and we will talk soon.
Great. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.